So we're just about a month or month and a half away from 5 years since we officially opened up my seller account back in 2018. It's been a long journey, and in this video, we're going to go over the ups, the downs, and the truth about Amazon FBA after 5 full years of experience. So take it back to 2018, I was just starting in college and got into Amazon. Originally, I had a little bit of interest in e-commerce for a year or two prior because of a friend of mine that showed me about what e-commerce actually was and Shopify dropshipping and how people were making money on the internet. I'd spent a while researching into this stuff, trying to learn like digital advertising, how to dropship, how to use Alibaba. This was at the time, if anybody remembers, where the red swimsuit went viral on Instagram. And they were doing like a free plus shipping giveaway. So this was a really long time ago, and e-commerce has exploded since then. I just moved into college, and around 2-3 months into getting into school, I discovered Amazon.
This is amazing.
Like I said, I had researched and made a couple sales on different dropshipping stores, but I couldn't get the advertising down to where we could blow and scale it up. So I really just thought that I knew e-commerce, but couldn't figure out ads and advertising. So I actually randomly came across an opportunity where somebody was showing on Instagram that they were selling on Amazon and there was no advertising required. And that's what caught my eye. So I ended up paying somebody to learn how to do Amazon dropshipping, or what I would find out was Amazon dropshipping. And that's how the journey started with Amazon. I ended up getting a seller account, started listing hundreds of items on the platform that I was sourcing from websites like Walmart and Target and Home Depot and Lowe's. And I really had no idea what I was doing. I paid roughly like $1,000 to learn from this guy, and I got 4 unlisted YouTube videos. One of them was about setup. One of them was about Chrome extensions like DS Amazon Quick View for all you real OGs that remember this stuff. One of them was about sourcing products, and one of them was how to list and fulfill an order. And what we were doing there was we were basically listing all this stuff up on Amazon, and when it sold, we'd go back to the retailer, buy the product, and send it straight to the customer. That was the basic dropship model, but it was all US based compared to ordering stuff from China and Alibaba. And the best part about it was you didn't need to do any advertising because people were already searching these products, and it costed you nothing to list them. You didn't have to take any pictures. You didn't have to do any creatives. You were just copying and pasting and listing stuff. There really was no value added other than the convenience of Amazon. So from there, roughly a week after actually opening my account and starting to list items, I randomly got my first sale. And I remember where I was and what we sold. It was like some Cuisinart crock pot. And that was where the first road bump actually came into play with Amazon, because the customer ordered this crock pot. So I went back to my list of where I was buying all these items from, and I went to find the item and it was out of stock on the retailer.
Whoopsies.
So my first order, I actually had my first problem, and we had to improvise and order the item from, I think, eBay at the time, and then send it to the customer. And it became a little bit of a mess, but that was like the first one. And after that, I was hooked. Within a few weeks after, we started to get a couple more sales, and I just got dedicated to listing items. So every chance I got, whether it was in class or after class or once my homework was done, I was just researching for more and more ASINs to add. And this was back before really gating was much of a thing or any of that stuff. And it was super hard to ungate the big brands, but you could realistically sell anything you wanted to on the platform. From there, dropshipping continued to scale for roughly 2 years. I ended up having a team of like 20 virtual assistants at one point, and we were able to do probably 2 to 3 million in sales over those first 2 to 3 years with dropshipping specifically. And then we hit another roadblock in March of 2020. So I guess it was less than 2 years. My Amazon account got flagged and shut down with over 150,000 locked in the account.
Oh, damn.
This was peak COVID, or like a couple weeks after COVID. I think it was actually April 29th of 2020. I could probably find the receipt somewhere and show you guys. We got the deactivation email. I had no idea what to do. There was over $150,000 locked up into the account. I had $50,000-$60,000 in credit card bills that were coming due. I did have some cash because we were profiting, but we were scaling heavy. I went from making roughly $5 to $6 grand a month in February. So by the time March and April rolled around of 2020, we made over $35,000 monthly in profit just dropshipping because of all the demand due to everybody shutting down due to COVID. From there, it was 93 days that my Amazon account was shut down. The money was held. I had to take payment plans with American Express to keep paying the balances off. It was a huge nightmare, and I didn't know what to do. When my Amazon account got opened up, I was jumping for joy essentially, and I ended up getting the check. It was my first 6-figure payout from Amazon.
A big celebration.
And then what we did there was I actually got back into dropshipping later that year and finished out through January doing dropshipping. I said in the interim that I wasn't going to do it, and I kind of took some time to step away from the business because I didn't know what I really wanted to do. At the time I was still in school, but this was like summer break during COVID. So I just took some time away, and once the school year started back up in August, I got back into drop shipping after they opened my account up and kind of ran it up again for the Christmas time. Come 2021, this is now like January 5th or 6th of 2021, my account got shut down again, deactivated for drop shipping.
Are you serious?
This was again another 2-3 months while my account was shut down, and after we finally got it back, I decided that I was no longer going to drop ship and transformed my business into OA and wholesale and online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, and we kind of did a mix of everything. So I started by doing a little bit of wholesale in the interim of Q4 of 2020, and then also started doing it again when my account was shut down on another one because I got smart and realized we couldn't just have one account in case these things went down. And then I got into wholesale, but actually ended up taking a step away from wholesale to run up retail arbitrage because there was a huge margin in Nike and Adidas shoes. And we actually were able to scale that up to $300,000-$400,000 monthly in sales and roughly like $40,000 profit at the end of the day, which was really good. Then roughly in March of 2022, a year later after running up the shoes, I had already graduated school back in December of the previous year, and I decided to open up my first warehouse.
Look at all this floor space.
So
We
much,
do aerobics in here.
so many activities.
When we opened up the warehouse, we were still doing Nike and Adidas, and we were probably one of the top 5 RA sellers in Jersey. We were going to outlets 5 days a week with a truck, a trailer, bringing it back to the warehouse, staying up all night to send the stuff out to Amazon so that way we could refill and add more stuff in. It was actually insane, and the amount of volume we grew to was great. However, it wasn't sustainable because you could only buy so much retail. And then Nike and Adidas started cracking down on how many items we were buying, what we were buying, how many people, etc.
Get out.
So around July of last year, or in 2022, roughly a year ago, we pulled the plug entirely on retail arbitrage and swapped over to OA and wholesale only. Now, this doesn't seem like that long, but for 2 years prior to that, from 2020, I had been doing wholesale on the side, but just thought it wasn't that scalable because I had to wire compared to using credit cards. So we ran up the credit cards like we could so that way we can scale the business faster, but also started building wholesale relationships out, which I still use to today. So that's why wholesale has been so much easier to transform into over the past year because of all the relationships we had and still utilize now. Additionally, coming in with a lot of buying power has also helped us, and now we've moved into a larger warehouse. We also have another warehouse on the West Coast, and we're chasing the $1 million a month with Amazon FBA. But I got smart again and realized that we can't just be doing Amazon to make money, so we've also opened up our prep center, our YouTube channel that you guys watch us on now, and we're looking to expand into Walmart and eBay as heavy platforms, although I'm not sure if we're going to actually scrap eBay and go towards building our own e-commerce website. So that way we have something that's not controlled by another platform.
Diversify.
Meaning all of our business that runs through Amazon, Amazon has control of our business. All of our business, even prep, is run by Amazon. Same thing with Walmart. Everybody's dealing with Walmart. So the biggest thing here is I want to build something that doesn't have to do with a bigger marketplace. So we will introduce sometime in the next year or so and start selling on our own platforms in order to broaden our e-commerce scope and also become more of a distributor so that we can sell in bulk as well as just single units. But over the past years of learning Amazon, what I've learned is the most important thing is whenever there is a roadblock, your job as the owner and as your business grows is to figure out how to get past that roadblock, and everybody that's right under you in the chain of command is also going to be dealing with those roadblocks. So you have to be willing to adapt and change up. And when there's a problem, just know of what you need to get past and what the outcome is. Meaning if you have a shipment that can't go out because of some ASIN, you need to figure out, okay, how do I get this ASIN or how do I ship the rest of the stuff? If Amazon blocks your account, okay, I need more money to come into my business because we have expenses that come in. So now what can we do in order to start generating revenue again by selling off inventory, selling stuff on eBay, selling stuff on Walmart, etc. It's about finding the roadblocks, going around them, and continuing to move forward and stay organized. That's about it for the last 5 years of Amazon FBA. I'm going to make a more in-depth video when it actually comes true in the next month and a half or so when we're actually at 5 years. With that being said, if you have any questions or want to connect or ask me anything about the Amazon FBA journey so far, feel free to click the link down below to join our Discord server. Don't worry, it's absolutely 100% free where you can connect with myself and other 7-figure Amazon FBA sellers to take your business to the next level and learn from our mistakes and also learn from our wins. That's it for this video. Thank you for your business.